I smelled whiskey and sweat when I entered. The room sat low, dark, and mean. Ethan held my elbow and smiled. "It's only a job," he said. "I need truth, not tricks," I said. He looked past me and laughed. "You'll help a rancher. Simple work." My heart kicked like a trapped horse. "We pass men counting money and debt." "Keep quiet," he whispered near my ear. "We need this to live. We had a home," I said softly. "You never belonged," he said, eyes cold. The lie cut deep in my chest. Mrs. Dwyer sat near a big desk. Soap and smoke clung to her dress. "Evening, Mr. Ethan," she said, writing. "Evening," he said. "This is Mara." "I am his wife," I said. Her rings clicked like small bones. "A wife can still work," she said. "She can clean and cook." "I choose my own work," I said. Ethan squeezed my arm and grinned. "You promised to help me," he said. "I promised to tell truth," I said. "Truth costs money," he said. "Pay then." I saw a stamped paper on wood. Ink shone like fresh blood in lantern light. The paper called me domestic help. My name sat under the word goods. "I am not goods," I said, shaking. Mrs. Dwyer wrote fast, eyes flat. "The rancher will arrive," she said. "He paid half in advance already. His name is Cole Branson." I tried the name in my mouth. It tasted like dust and iron. "Does he know me?" I asked. "He knows what he needs," she said. "A quiet girl with clean hands." I hid my red hands behind me. They stung from work and loss. "You will thank me later," Ethan said, "for saving your sorry life." "You sold our bed," I said. "You sold my mother's ring. You sold my hope and peace." His jaw moved like a stone door. "You never gave me a baby." The word baby fell like ash. I felt heavy with old memory. "Gentle, please," Mrs. Dwyer said sharply. "This is a legal place. We do not welcome drama here." "Drama lived in my bones," I said. Ethan raised his voice like a whip. "She is barren," he told her. "Her womb is an empty field. She cannot carry new life." The words hit like a sudden storm. I saw red sheets in memory. I heard his laugh that night. Salt rose bitter in my mouth. "It was one loss," I said. "I was not broken forever." Mrs. Dwyer shrugged and wrote Infertile. "It affects the price," she said. Ethan nodded like a happy trader. "Lower the price," he said fast. "She has very little value." My heart burned with quiet pain. "I still have hands," I said. "I still have courage and faith. I still can work hard." The stamp thumped the paper twice. The sound jumped in my chest. Footsteps crossed the floorboards behind us. A tall man stopped near me. Leather creaked when he turned. I kept my eyes low. I felt his stare on me. "I am Cole," he said slowly. His voice was dry and careful. "I need help on my ranch. I need quiet, steady hands." "She is perfect then," Ethan said. "Quiet as a lamb, sir. I can speak," I said, shaking. Cole looked at Ethan with frost. "Let her speak," he said calmly. "What do you need?" I asked him. "Home chores," he said, still careful. "Feed animals. Mend fences. Keep peace. Do you pay cash to me?" I needed to ask that now. Mrs. Dwyer answered for him quickly. "She belongs to your contract," she said. "She cannot hold money herself." I felt the cage close in. I thought about promise and lie. I thought about debt and price. Cole read the paper in silence. He paused at the word infertile twice. His jaw worked like a stuck hinge. "Is this true?" he asked Ethan. "It is old truth," Ethan said. "Doctor saw her after the loss. Nothing grows in that field." "He lied to you," I said. "The loss was grief and winter. My body only waited for spring." Cole did not answer me then. He looked like a locked door. Mrs. Dwyer spread out more receipts. "Sign here," she said to Cole. "Then take the girl home." Home cracked like glass inside me. I did not know my home. I did not know where I belonged. I want to belong somewhere safe. Cole signed with a slow hand. Ethan smiled with greedy teeth. I tasted a thin, sharp freedom. It tasted like metal and fear. "Why me?" I asked Ethan quietly. "You were a debt," he said. "You were a cost I paid. I needed money for peace." My knees went weak and empty. I studied the floor's black knots. The ink dried like a secret. Cole slid coins across the desk. Ethan lifted them almost tender. "We are finished," he told me. "I am still here," I said. "Not to me, Mara," he said. Mrs. Dwyer handed me a letter. "House rules," she said, almost kind. "Do not break his peace." I held the letter without reading. Cole spoke near my shoulder then. "I will not hurt you. I only need help and quiet." Ethan looked away and drank. "Tell me the real deal," I said. "Am I a servant or a slave?" Mrs. Dwyer tapped the desk 3 times. "A contract girl," she said. "For chores. For how long?" I asked, voice thin. "Until debt ends," she said without feeling. "Whose debt?" I asked, already knowing. "His debt," she said, eyes on Ethan. Ethan looked away and drank. "Money buys freedom," he said. "Not love." "Value has rules," Mrs. Dwyer added flatly. I tasted anger like copper in blood. "My value is not your price." Cole cleared his throat and waited. "On my ranch, people eat first. Work later," he said. "Rest tonight." I tasted dust, rain, and fear. "Do I belong now?" I asked. "We will see," Cole said. "I do not make promises." We reached the wagon and stopped. I looked back one last time. Ethan raised his glass toward me. He mouthed the word infertile slowly. That night, my world finally broke. That's when I realized I wasn't his wife anymore. I was his payment. The ranch was big and empty. The wind made the only sound. I walked past the barns and felt small, like a lost thing. Cole spoke little. When he did, his voice was rough, like dry wood. "Feed the horses before dark," he said that first morning. I nodded. "Yes, sir." He didn't look at me. I cleaned the house after that. Dust sat thick on every chair. The floor creaked under my steps. Sometimes I saw a woman's picture on the wall, pretty, calm, eyes full of life. Under it was her name, Lydia. Cole never smiled. He ate his meal in silence. I wanted to ask about her, but fear stopped me. At dinner, I tried again. "Do you need more water?" "No." "Salt?" He shook his head. "Just eat." I chewed quietly, heart heavy. The sound of cutlery was louder than words. Later, I washed dishes while he stood near the door. "You can rest early," he said. "I'm fine." "You don't have to prove anything." I looked at him. "I'm not proving, just doing what I'm told." He didn't answer. Nights were cold. The wind blew through cracks. I shared my blanket with myself and whispered, "Don't cry." The next day I saw Tess, a young ranch hand, in the yard. "You the new one?" she asked. "Yes. They said you can't have kids." Her tone cut like a knife. I froze. "Who said that?" "Everybody," she shrugged. "That's why he hired you." My chest tightened. "I didn't ask to be here." "Didn't think you did," she said, and walked away. That night, I scrubbed the floor until my hands hurt. The lie burned inside me. I wanted to shout the truth, but my voice stayed trapped. Cole came in late. His boots were muddy. "You don't have to clean this late," he said. "I can't sleep," I replied. He paused. "You shouldn't listen to Tess." I looked up fast. "You heard her?" "She talks too much." "Then tell her to stop." "She's just curious." "Well, I'm not." He sighed, rubbed his neck, then left. When he was gone, I whispered to the empty room, "Why do you care if she's wrong?" Days turned into weeks. We spoke little but watched each other often. Sometimes I caught him staring when he thought I wasn't looking. One afternoon, he found me fixing the fence. "You don't have to do that," he said. "I need to. You'll hurt your hands. They're already hurt." He frowned. "You talk like you want pain." "Pain keeps me awake." He said nothing for a while. Then, "My wife used to say that too." I froze. "Lydia?" He nodded once, eyes far away. "She worked until she fell. I told her to stop. She didn't listen." "I'm sorry," I whispered. "She's gone," he said simply. "Sorry doesn't change that." I wanted to ask how she died, but his face closed. We worked in silence until sunset. At dinner I tried again. "Was she sick?" He didn't look up. "She gave birth." "And?" He clenched his jaw. "The baby didn't make it." "Neither did she." My fork slipped from my hand. "I didn't know." He stood. "Now you do." After he left, I sat in the quiet. I looked at my hands, scarred, trembling, and thought how grief sounded the same in every house. Quiet. That night, I couldn't sleep. I went to the kitchen and made tea. I sat near the fire, watching flames move like slow dancers. Then I heard him. A whisper. Soft, broken. Lydia, I froze. He was sitting in the dark corner, face buried in his hands. My heart squeezed. He wasn't a cruel man, just a lonely one. I wanted to say something, but the words died in my throat. Instead, I whispered, "You miss her." He lifted his head. His eyes caught the firelight. "What?" I said, "You miss her." He stared for a long time. "You shouldn't be awake." "I couldn't sleep," he sighed. "You remind me of her sometimes." My breath caught. "Is that good or bad?" He didn't answer. The silence stretched. I could hear the wind crying outside. Finally he asked, voice low, "Why do you flinch when someone raises a voice?" My lips trembled. The past flashed. Ethan's hands, the shouting, the fear. "I just don't like noise," I said softly. He watched me closely, like he saw something I'd hidden too long. Then he stood, threw another log into the fire, and walked away. I sat there alone, shaking. The question stayed in my head. Why do you flinch when someone raises a voice? I didn't know what scared me more, his question, or the truth. I was feeding the horses when Tess walked over. Her boots scraped the dirt. She leaned on the fence and looked at me with a strange smile. "You know what they call you in town?" she asked. I stopped. "No, what?" Her voice dropped. "They call you the barren one." My chest tightened. "Barren?" I repeated. She nodded. "Yeah, folks say you can't have children. That's why Cole bought you cheap." The world tilted. I felt the air leave my lungs. "Who told them that?" I asked. Tess shrugged. "Everyone heard it from the broker woman." "Said your own husband told her." My hands shook. The bucket fell, water spilling over my shoes. Tess frowned. "You didn't know?" I forced a weak laugh. "No, guess I didn't." She looked sorry, but I couldn't stand her pity. I turned away and walked fast toward the house. My heart thudded in my ears. Each step hurt like fire. I burst into the kitchen where Cole was sharpening a knife. He looked up. "What's wrong?" I pointed at him. Did you know?" "Know what?" "That they call me Baron." His face went still. "That's what I was told." "By who?" "The broker, Mrs. Dwyer. She said you couldn't have children. She said your husband confirmed it." I felt heat crawl up my neck. "And you believed her?" He sighed. "It wasn't my business to ask more." "Not your business?" I said. My voice cracked.
"You bought me like a cow, Cole. Didn't you think to ask if the cow could speak?"
He dropped the knife. "Don't twist it like that. How else should I twist it?" I said. "You think I'm some broken thing, don't you?" He rubbed his forehead. "Look, I didn't mean harm. I needed help on the ranch. That's all." I laughed bitterly. "Help, sure. You paid for a helper with no womb." Cole's eyes narrowed. "You're angry, I get it. But I didn't spread that story." "You didn't stop it either," I said softly. "You let it live." He looked at me long and hard. "Then tell me the truth, Mara. Are you barren?" My throat burned. I swallowed hard. "No, I lost a baby once. I got sick after. The doctor said it might take time, but I could heal." Ethan didn't wait. He called me cursed. Said I was no use. Cole's voice softened. "Your husband did that?" "Yes, he sold me with that lie." Silence filled the room. I could hear the clock tick. Cole spoke again, low and rough. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" "Would you have listened?" He didn't answer. I stepped back. "You looked at me like I was empty." "I'm not broken, Cole, not anymore." He took a deep breath. "I want to believe you." "Then do," I said. He moved closer. "You don't trust me, do you?" I shook my head. "Trust isn't given. It's earned." He nodded slowly. "Fair enough." For a moment, his eyes softened, and I saw something like regret. But I couldn't stay there. My pride was bleeding. I went to the small office room after he left. The light from the window fell across his desk. Papers were stacked in neat rows. I don't know why, but my hand reached for the bottom drawer. Inside, under a stack of receipts, I found a folded letter. The ink was faded, the seal broken. I read the first line and my heart froze. "Dear Mr. Branson, I hope this deal clears my debt." The signature at the bottom was a name I knew too well. Ethan. I sat down hard, clutching the letter. The world blurred. My husband's handwriting stared back at me, proof of the lie that bound my life. I whispered to the empty room, "You'll never own me again." I woke early that morning. The wind was cold, sharp on my skin. When I stepped outside, the ranch looked half asleep, like it was holding its breath. Cole stood by the fence watching the sun climb. "Morning," I said softly. He nodded. "You're up early." "I couldn't sleep," I told him. "Dreams again?" He didn't ask what kind. Maybe he already knew. I walked toward the small patch behind the barn. The soil was dry, full of weeds. A broken fence leaned over it like a tired man. "What is this place?" I asked. He looked away. "Lydia's garden." His wife's name felt heavy in the air. I bent down, touched the earth. It was cold, lonely. "No one kept it?" "No one could," he said. "She died here. I couldn't touch it after. I didn't speak for a long time. I only felt the soil under my nails, soft and sad. Finally, I said, 'Maybe it needs someone to try again.'" He frowned. "You don't have to." "I need to," I said. "I need to fix something." He didn't stop me. He just turned back to the fence. But I felt his eyes on me as I worked. For days I dug. I pulled roots, lifted stones, and cut away dry vines. My hands hurt. My back ached. But every time I looked up, Cole was near, fixing tools, mending fences, pretending he wasn't watching. Tess came one afternoon and handed me a bucket of water. "You're serious about this?" she asked. "I need peace," I said. "This helps," she nodded slowly. "He won't say it, but he likes seeing it again." That garden meant everything to her, I smiled, wiping my face. Maybe it can mean something new. That night, I sat by the fire, my fingers covered in soil. Cole sat across from me. The light flickered on his face, showing lines I hadn't noticed before. Grief carved deep, quiet, and hard. "Why do you care about that garden?" he asked. "It's full of ghosts," I said. "So am I." He looked into the flames. "You think ghosts want saving?" "No," I said softly. "But maybe we do." He smiled a little the first time I'd seen it. "You're strange, Mara." "I've been called worse." We both laughed, small and careful. It felt good. The next day, rain came. It started light, then poured hard. I ran out to cover the young plants. Cole followed me, shouting, "You'll get sick!" "I can't let them drown," I yelled back. My dress clung to me. My hair stuck to my face. But I didn't stop. He grabbed my arm. "Enough!" I looked at him. "You said Lydia died here." "How?" He froze. His eyes turned glassy. The rain hit his face, but he didn't blink. "She wanted a child so bad," he said slowly. "She was weak. The doctor said she shouldn't try again, but she did. She didn't survive the birth. The baby didn't either. I felt the world go still." "I'm sorry," I whispered. He shook his head. I was angry. At God, at her. When Ethan said you couldn't have children, I thought maybe that was safer. I stepped closer. "You believed him because it hurt less," he nodded once. "Yes." We stood there, rain pouring down, both of us trembling. Then he said, "You shouldn't be out here." "I'm not afraid of a little storm," I said. But I was. Not of the rain, of what I felt for him. When we went back inside, I couldn't stop coughing. My chest hurt. The air felt thin. Cole handed me a towel, worry in his eyes. "You're burning up," he said. "I'm fine," I lied, wiping my mouth. But when I looked at the towel, I saw red, blood. He didn't see it. I hid it fast, heart pounding. Later, when I lay in bed, the thunder faded far away. I stared at the ceiling, listening to the wind push against the windows. I thought of Lydia, of Ethan, of the garden. "Maybe karma is real," I whispered. "Maybe we all pay one way or another." The room smelled of wet earth and smoke. Outside, rain still fell, washing something old, maybe even me. I sat by the lamp and wrote, "Ethan, hear me." My hand shook. "I will not beg again." Ink spread like rain. "You sold me cheap." I pressed the page. "You named me infertile." My breath rasped. "You called me a debt." I stared at the letter. "I carried your lies." The room felt tight. I carried myself too. Wind tapped the window. "I remember your laugh." The laugh cut deep. "You priced me below hay." I swallowed pain. "Was my heart less value?" The lamp hissed. "I kept our promise alone." My chest ached. "You kept the money instead." I wrote slower. "You broke our home." My eyes burned. "I did not belong there." I touched the bruised memory. "You called it love." My fingers steadied. It was a secret cage. The paper drank grief. "You traded me for peace." I shook my head. My silence became your shield. I wrote again. Your truth was only a lie. I set the pen down. I will not forget. I folded the sheet. I need my freedom. I sealed it with breath. This goes nowhere. I laid the letter flat and waited. Tess knocked once. You still awake? I am, I said. I wrote him. You will send it? She asked. No, I said. It ends here. She stepped in. You look pale. I am fine, I lied. Just tired. She eyed the desk. Home still feels strange? It does, I said. But I try. You belong here, she said. Cole knows. I hope so, I said. I need peace. She rubbed her arms. Wind smells like rain. A long storm, I said. I can tell. Tess saw the fold. Harsh words? Simple words, I said. But they cut. Truth cuts, she said. Lie rots slow. I nodded once. I will sleep now. Rest, okay? She said. No more writing. I will, I said. Thank you. She left, and silence filled the cracks. My thoughts would not calm or fade. I touched my belly and hesitated. Empty, I whispered. Empty by rumor. I breathed again and blew out light. Morning came with boots on gravel. Reverend Isaac rode in, coat wet. I need words, he said, grave. I poured coffee. You came early. I heard talk, he said. From town. Tess joined us and stood near. I held my cup and waited. Say it, I said. Please be clear. Ethan plans to return, he said. Blood left my face like water. For money, he said. He wants more. Cole stiffened. He was paid. Isaac nodded. He calls it rent. My mouth went bitter and dry. He says the infertile woman survived, he added. The words rang like iron gates. I am not infertile, I said. I know rumors hurt, he said. Rumors are knives, I said. Many. He will not touch you, Cole said. I need courage, I said. And faith. You have both, Tess said quickly. I faced the window and thought. I hate him, I said simply. Hate eats peace, Isaac warned. I know, I said. But I remember. Memory can guide, he said. Not chain. Money chains, I said. Debt, too. Cole stepped closer. You have freedom here. I will protect you, he added. I will help, Tess said again. Fear stayed hard in my chest. I need courage. What will he do? I asked. Bluff and demand, Isaac said. Noise. I survived noise, I said softly. Isaac finished coffee and stood. I will speak to the sheriff. Cole stared at the door and cursed. I touched his arm. Please breathe. He met my eyes. I am trying. I need a plan, I said. We locked the gates, he said. We watched the road, Tess added. I shook my head. I need more. They waited while my heart raced. I need my own promise, I said. To myself, to new life someday. No one spoke for a moment. I walked to the small dresser. I slid the drawer and reached back. My fingers found the short knife. Cold metal kissed my palm. I kept my voice even and low. I will not be weak again. I hid the knife under my pillow. I breathed once, slow as prayer. Let him come, I said. I'm ready. The wind hit the door hard. I looked up from the table. Cole froze by the stove. Who could that be? I asked. He walked to the window. Rain hit the glass like small stones. Then I saw him, Ethan. My hands went cold. No, I whispered. He can't be here. Cole frowned. You know that man? Yes, I said. He's the one who sold me. Cole's jaw tightened. Stay inside, he said. But I didn't listen. I followed him to the porch. The rain soaked my dress, but my anger burned hot. Ethan smiled. That same fake smile. Mara, he said, you look well. I felt sick hearing my name in his mouth. Why are you here? I came for what's mine. He pointed at me. Her. Cole stepped forward. She's not yours. You sold her, you bastard. Ethan laughed. I only lent her. The deal wasn't final. He waved a paper, half wet in the rain. You owe me money, Branson. You signed it yourself. Cole grabbed the paper. This is a lie. Maybe, Ethan said, but the sheriff won't know that. My voice shook. You forged his name, didn't you? Ethan smirked. You always were a clever girl. I felt my pulse in my throat. I remembered every slap, every night of silence, every word he used to break me. Don't call me that, I said. Oh? He stepped closer. You think you're someone new? You think this rancher loves you? Cole punched him. The sound cracked like thunder. Ethan fell, then laughed again. "You'll regret that." He pulled a small knife from his coat. "Stop," I shouted, running forward. Cole pushed me back. "Get inside!" But I couldn't, not again. "Not this time. You hurt me once," I said, "but you won't hurt him." Ethan turned to me. "You? You were never good for anything. Not a wife, not a mother. Just a debt I had to pay." The words cut deeper than the rain. I screamed, "I was your wife, not your debt." He lunged at Cole. Time slowed. The world went quiet except for the wind. I grabbed the knife from under my apron, the one I hid days ago. "Ethan!" I cried. He turned, eyes wide. I pushed the knife into his chest. He gasped. His eyes met mine, confused, not angry. The rain washed his blood down my hands. He fell, mouth open, whispering something I couldn't hear. Cole stood still. "Mara, I had to," I said. "He would have killed you." Cole knelt by the body. "You saved me." I shook my head. "No, I saved myself. We stayed like that in the rain." No one moved. Tess ran from the barn, shouting, "What happened?" I couldn't speak. The world felt too heavy. Cole held my shoulders. "You're shaking." "I don't feel cold," I said. "Just tired." He took the knife from my hand, careful not to touch the blade. "It's over," he said softly. I looked down at Ethan. "Is it?" His eyes were still open. "The rain made them shine," I whispered. "You always said I was empty." Tess covered her mouth. "Should we call the sheriff?" Cole nodded slowly. "We must." I walked to the porch. The boards creaked under my steps. My legs felt weak, but my heart felt strong for the first time. Cole followed me inside. He poured me water. My hand shook as I drank. He said quietly, "I thought I knew what pain was." I looked at him. "And now?" "Now I know courage when I see it." I didn't answer. My throat was dry. Outside, lightning flashed again. The smell of blood and rain mixed in the air. I sat down. "I didn't feel guilty," I said. Cole didn't judge me. He just stared at the fire, then whispered, "Neither would I." The rain slowed. The storm passed, but inside me something else began. Something I couldn't name. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing his voice, soft, cruel. "You're nothing," I whispered to myself. "I'm something now." When morning came, the sheriff's horse stopped by the gate. Tess told him what happened. Cole spoke next. I stayed silent until he asked, "Did you kill him?" "Yes," I said. "I killed Ethan." "Why?" he asked. "Because I wanted to live." He looked at me for a long time, then nodded. "Sometimes that's reason enough." Cole took my hand when the sheriff left. "I'll stand by you," he said. "You don't have to." I already decided. I looked out the window. The ranch was quiet. The soil looked dark and rich from the rain. "Maybe," I whispered, "something new can grow now." Cole said, "It will." I nodded, watching the clouds fade into light. His blood had been warm, too warm, and I didn't feel guilty. The sun fell fast that evening. The air smelled like rain and blood. My hand still shook when I heard hooves outside. Tess's voice cut through the wind. "Sheriff Kane's here," she shouted. Cole turned to me. "Don't say a word, Mara. I'll handle this." I looked down at my dress. Ethan's blood had dried brown across the fabric. "He's dead, Cole," I whispered. "And I'm the one who did it." He reached for my hands, gripping them tight. "He left me no choice," he said. I pulled free. "No, I left him no choice. He would have killed you." I couldn't let that happen. The sheriff walked in, boots heavy on the floor. His eyes moved slow, from Cole to me, then to the knife still lying on the table. "Evening, folks," he said. "Heard there's been trouble." No one spoke. I could hear the storms rumble in the distance. Tess stood near the doorway, pale and silent. "He attacked them," she said. That man Ethan came with rage. He wanted money. He called her property, the sheriff sighed. "So the rumors were true." Cole tried to step forward. "Sheriff, she didn't mean—" "I did." My voice broke, but I didn't stop. "I killed him. I stabbed him here in this house. His blood is on my hands." The sheriff's face stayed calm. "Tell me why." I swallowed hard. "He sold me. Said I was barren. Said I wasn't worth a woman's price. And when he came back, he called me that again. He tried to take me back to use me again. I couldn't let him." The sheriff looked down at the body near the door. He had it coming, he muttered. We've had a warrant for Ethan months now. Fraud, forgery, assault. Guess justice caught him in the end. I sank to my knees. Justice! My voice cracked. There's no justice in blood. Cole knelt beside me. You did what you had to do. I shook my head. Then why do I still feel dirty? The sheriff rubbed his jaw. I'll write it up as self-defense. You won't hang for this, ma'am. I couldn't look at him. I stared at my hands, red under my nails, shaking like they belonged to someone else. Get her washed up, he told Cole. She needs rest more than prison. When he left, the silence felt heavy again. The rain began outside, tapping the windows soft as breath. Cole carried a bucket of water to me. Here, he said gently. I dipped my hands in, watching the red swirl away. It doesn't wash off, I murmured. He sat beside me. Mara, look at me. I didn't. My stomach turned. The smell, the memory, it all came rushing back. I ran outside into the mud and vomited until my body gave up. Cole held me up. Easy now. I can't breathe, I said, gasping. I can't. He carried me back inside. Tess covered me with a blanket. She's burning up, she said. I'll fetch Reverend Isaac, Cole said, standing. I grabbed his sleeve weakly. Don't leave me. I'll be right back, I promise. When I woke again, it was morning. The storm had passed. Reverend Isaac sat near the bed, holding his hat in his lap. You're safe now, child, he said softly. I blinked. Where's Cole? Feeding the horses, he said. He told me what happened. I stared at the ceiling. I should feel relief, I said. But all I feel is hollow. Sometimes, he said, hollow is where new things grow. I turned my head toward him. You sound like you know, he smiled gently. Life finds strange ways to teach. Then his face changed. Mara, he said quietly, how long since your last bleeding? I frowned. I don't know. Maybe 2 months. Why? He leaned closer. Because you may not be barren after all. The words hit me like thunder. That's not possible. It is, he said. The sickness, the fainting, the sickness at dawn, it all fits. I pressed my hand to my stomach. It felt unreal, like a dream. You mean, he nodded. You carry life, child. The Lord gives in his time. Tears filled my eyes. Life? I whispered. After all this blood? He touched my hand. Yes, life out of loss. When Cole walked in, his eyes widened at my tears. What's wrong? I looked at him through the blur. I'm not barren, Cole. He froze. What? I'm with child. He took a step back, then forward again. His breath shook. Then it was all a lie, he said softly. Every damn word of it, I nodded. Every word. He sank to his knees beside the bed. His eyes were wet now, too. Then you were never broken, he said. I reached for his hand. I was, but not beyond repair. The rain had stopped, but I still heard its echo in my mind. I closed my eyes and whispered, maybe this is what truth feels like. Heavy, but clean. The wind moved slow that morning. I stood on the porch, one hand on my belly. The sky looked wide and soft, like it had forgiven the land. I took a deep breath and said quietly, home. The word felt strange in my mouth, but warm too. Cole came out with 2 cups of coffee. You're up early, he said. I couldn't sleep, I said. The baby kicks at sunrise. He smiled, small but real. Strong one, he said. Takes after you. I laughed softly. Or maybe you. He looked at me, then at the horizon. I still don't know what to say, Mara. You don't have to, I said. Silence is enough. He nodded and sat beside me. The boards under our feet creaked. For a while we just listened to the ranch waking, horses moving, wind touching the barn. I spoke again, voice low. Do you ever think about her? Lydia? He nodded once. Every day, but not like before. The guilt used to eat me. I thought I killed her, Mara. Thought I didn't deserve peace. I touched his arm. You didn't kill her. Life did, and life keeps moving. He looked at my hand, then at my belly. Maybe it's giving us both another chance. I wanted to believe that. Maybe I already did. After breakfast, I walked to the old tree near the fence, Lydia's tree. It had white flowers now, small and bright. I held the letter in my pocket, the one Ethan wrote before he died, the one I never opened. Cole called after me. "You sure you want to do that?" "Yes," I said. "It's time." He stayed back, watching. I knelt on the dirt and started digging with my hands. The ground felt cool, clean. I placed the letter inside and covered it. "There," I whispered. "You can rest now." The wind moved again, brushing my face like an answer. When I turned, Cole was standing close. "You really forgive him?" he asked. "I forgive myself," I said, "for staying too long, for believing lies." He nodded slowly. "That's enough." We walked back to the porch. The day grew warm. Tess waved from the barn, her belly round too. "You two coming for lunch or what?" she yelled. Cole shouted back, "In a minute," I laughed. "Seems like everyone's growing something these days." "Must be the soil," he said. "Or hope," I said. He looked at me again, eyes soft. "You ever think about leaving?" "Sometimes," I said honestly. "But then I remember, where would I go? This place knows my secrets now. It's seen my worst and didn't turn away." He smiled. "Sounds like belonging." I looked around. The barn, the hills, the river far away, all of it carried the same calm breath. "Maybe it is." He handed me a folded cloth. Inside was a tiny carved horse. "Made it for him," he said, nodding toward my belly. "For luck." I held it tight. "He'll need it," I said. We sat again as the sun climbed. The silence between us wasn't heavy anymore. It was soft, easy. After a while I said, "Cole, when the baby comes, I want him to have both names, yours and mine." He looked surprised. "You sure?" "Yes," I said. "He deserves truth. No more lies, no more shame." He breathed out slowly. "Then Jonah it is." The name felt right, strong, calm, alive. A hawk circled above us, wings wide. The same kind of bird I saw the night Ethan died. But now it didn't scare me. It just flew. "Do you ever think we could have met another way?" Cole asked. "Maybe," I said. "But maybe we needed the pain to see what peace looks like." He didn't answer, but his hand found mine. We stayed there, watching the sun paint the sky gold. My belly moved again. I whispered, "He's kicking, he knows." Cole laughed, a sound full of light. "He's saying he's ready." "Not yet," I said, smiling. "Let him stay a while longer. The world can wait." The afternoon grew quiet again. The smell of hay and wildflowers filled the air. I closed my eyes and thought of the night Ethan sold me, the smell of whiskey, the sound of my name turned into a price. And then I thought of now. No chains, no fear. Just breath and soil and a heartbeat inside me. I spoke softly, more to myself than him. "They sold me for being empty," I said, "but I was never empty at all." The baby kicked once more, as if agreeing. Cole squeezed my hand. The sun sank lower, warm against our faces. For the first time in years, I didn't feel small. I didn't feel bought. I just felt alive, and that was enough. The storm started at dawn. Rain hit the window like old memories trying to come in. I breathed slow, holding my belly. "It's time," I whispered. Cole dropped his coffee and ran to me. "I'll get Tess," he said. "Stay still, Mara." "I can't stay still," I said, half crying, half laughing. "He's coming now." Cole's hands shook. "The doctor's far. Can you wait?" I looked at him, sweat on my face. "No, I've waited all my life." "Not now." Tess rushed in with warm water and blankets. "We'll help you," she said. "You can do this," I screamed when the pain came. It was deep, heavy, like every wound I ever had. Cole held my hand tight. "Breathe, Mara, please breathe." "I am," I gasped. Don't let go. I won't, he said. His voice broke. You're stronger than anyone I've known. The storm grew louder, but inside the room I heard only his words. The thunder faded under my heartbeat. Hours passed. I lost track of time. When the baby's cry filled the air, I cried too. Tess smiled. It's a boy. I laughed through my tears. A boy? He's real. Cole knelt beside me, his eyes wet. You did it. I touched the baby's tiny hand. No, I whispered. We did. We named him Jonah. The name felt right. Soft, new, full of promise. I held him close, feeling the warmth of his skin. For the first time in years, I didn't feel broken. Cole brushed my hair away. Do you hate me? He asked. For how this began. I looked at him. No, I hate what they made of us. But not you. He nodded, eyes fixed on Jonah. You gave me back something I lost. What's that? I asked. Hope, he said. The kind that grows again. Outside, the storm ended. Sunlight spilled through the cracks, touching Jonah's face. The ranch smelled of wet soil and new grass. Tess laughed from the door. Spring came early this year, I smiled. Maybe it was waiting for him. I thought about Ethan then, his lies, his greed, the night he sold me. But the pain didn't sting anymore. It felt distant, like thunder after the storm. I whispered to Jonah. They said I was empty, little one. But you proved them wrong. He opened his eyes, dark like the earth, bright like life. I kissed his forehead. Cole sat beside me, silent, his arm around us both. I closed my eyes and listened to the wind move through the valley. They tried to sell my worth, I said softly, but I learned to price myself in hope.